This program is brought to you by the Genesis Communications Network, a world leader in talk radio since 1998. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Broadcasting and streaming live all across America. This is Home Talk USA with Michael King, where we will discuss topics pertaining to your home with industry-leading experts. Michael King is a licensed general contractor with more than 30 years of experience in home improvements and the author of Contracting with the King. Join us this hour for our segment Invent America with your co-host, the Inventor Lady, Rita Crompton. Discover what's next in the home improvement industry and explore new products and innovations. Or if you have that next great big idea, learn what it takes to bring your invention to the world as Michael King and Rita Crompton talk to America's inventors and innovators. Remember, the America of tomorrow is being invented today. We invite you to visit us at HomeTalkUSA.com, one of the best resources for home improvement information around today. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HomeTalkUSA.com. And now, we proudly present Invent America from the #1 home improvement radio program in the country, Home Talk USA, with your host, the Cajun contractor, Michael King, and his co-host, the Inventor Lady, Rita Crompton.
Yeah, welcome, America. That's right. Welcome to the Invent America show, part of the Home Talk USA radio family, where hour number 2 of each week, we kind of break away from tradition and talk to all the inventors out there, basically getting the entrepreneurs, the products of the future, as I promised you many moons ago. This show is probably 10 to 12 years ahead of all the other shows because a lot of our topics started just like that, getting the inventor on and learning about the technology before it even hits the market. But guess what? With the Inventor Lady herself, now we're talking about the process. We always did a show on the after when the product basically got to market. But now, as I said, through Rita Crompton, my co-hosts, which I'm going to welcome her right now, basically what we're doing now, right, Rita, is walking them through the process. As easy as that, right?
Absolutely. You know, America invents. We're Invent America Radio, but it's because America invents, and people solve problems based on what they're doing. You know, it's like that next aha moment. And all of our inventors today, they've solved a problem. And so we want to encourage everybody out there who is, they're working and they're seeing something and they go, oh, I could do this better, to do it better, and to go through the steps, because most of our economy is based on people doing exactly that.
Well, Rita, I'm looking at a tweet right now, and one of our listeners basically wants to know about market research. And what I'm saying is that we've been talking about how to get the product to the market, walking you through the steps, through the, licensing process, the things like that. But at the end of the day, Rita, wouldn't you agree? I like that tweet. It's that, okay, maybe I want to invent the product, but is there really a market for my product? Does that make sense?
Well, it does. And, the easiest way to do that, and I think it's really important for inventors to do some of their own market research, and it's, they don't always want to hear the answer that's out there, but go someplace that would be a reseller of your product and talk to them and show them. You got a new toothbrush, go to your dentist and talk to them. If you've got a medical product, go to your doctor, the nurse practitioner. If you've got a baby product, the information that you can gather eye to eye with someone. And we get some inventors that will go to the National Hardware Show with us, and that's what we're talking about today. And part of the reason they go in that early stage is to do exactly that. They can find out about pricing. They can find out about manufacturing. They can find out about, it would work better if the door swang, top to bottom instead of left to right. So that market research that we encourage our inventors to do is early stage, and the more they can do face-to-face, shaking hands and looking someone in the eye, the better it's going to be. When you hire a market research team, all you're doing is guaranteeing that you're going to get an invoice.
Well, tell us a little about our 3 guests you got lined up today.
Sure. Our first guest, Darrell Swink, is from the Colorado area. He's got a grill product. He has been in the business for decades. And he went to the show with us a few years ago, and he's going to go to the National Hardware Show with us again this year. And then we have got Guillermo Rivera. He is from the Florida area. He has got a very cool product. He is signed up to go to the National Hardware Show with us this year. And then our industry expert is Jim Gurule. He has got a kitchen cabinet product. But he's also on the board of directors for the Kitchen and Bath Show. And so he is going to be our industry expert, really talking about the value of, going to the show, the kind of information you can gather at a show, and why feet on the ground, eye-to-eye contact is so valuable for our inventors in getting, understanding the process and getting those steps done correctly to get to market.
Well, I want to give you a great shout out because to let my audience know that you actually work very hard in getting these guests. You produce this hour of the Invent America show, and I know I have gotten you on the show many times as a guest, but you now realize how not difficult, but what's entailed to put an hour radio show per week in lining this up, and not only lining the guests, but we have to give the topics that my audience wants to know about because it's going to fail. People have to listen what we want to talk about, and I tell you, Rita, America is listening to this show. It's really growing in leaps and bounds, and I hate to say it, probably within another year, I think the Invent America show might take over Home Talk. So I don't know. People want to know.
I don't know about that.
but
the fascinating part is that people can sign up to be on the show, and I get to talk to these people I have never met. They are all over the country, and they share their stories. Well, I can have a 15-minute conversation with them and come up with 3 new topics for the show. Yeah. And so when the inventors, they reach out, they fill out the form, and I can go and look and see kind of where they are in the process and say, oh, this is our next show. This is the person I need. And I can call them up, have these wonderful conversations. So, anybody out there who's got a product and you want to be on the show, go to my website. It says right there, be on the show, and you fill out the form, and it drops into my email box.
Well, it makes it very easy because, again, you can't go to B till you do A. You can't go to C till you do B. So it's like, okay, like you said, where you at in the process, and then you're going to tell them quick, this is what you need to do. So it's saving them time, and most importantly, they're saving them dollars, and in some cases, they're saving them marketing dollars without them wasting trying to find a patent attorney that might be an unscrupulous patent attorney, because they're out there. I hate to say it, but they're out there.
They are.
And, and they got a lot of, patent attorneys that we talk to on this show that are really good at what they do. They're legitimate. And at the end of the day, they want to see you succeed. And anything we can do to help our inventors out, and that's what the show is all about. But it sounds like you got a great show, a great lineup, and there's the music. We got to step away. We got to pay some bills, Rita. As you know, production is very expensive, and again, we don't charge our guests to be on this radio program. So we're going to step away. Please visit our website, the main website at hometalkusa.com. You can get all the Invent America information you need. It's sitting there, the link. You can get the Invent America website. Rita Crompton's website is on our website. You can watch all the television shows at hometalktv.com, and you can listen to all the archives we have on both shows, the Invent America show and Home Talk USA, which is part, again, of the Home Talk USA radio family. So on behalf of the Inventor Lady and the Cajun Contractor, we're going to take a short break. We're both going to be back. Don't go anywhere. And I think Darrell Swink's going to be our first guest with Ice Grill Brush right here. Yay!
USA with Michael King. Do you have questions about your next home improvement project or home repairs? Now you can chat with verified home repair and home improvement experts in just minutes. Get the help you need by visiting HometalkUSA.com. One of the best resources for home improvement information around today. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HometalkUSA.com. And now, back to Invent America from the #1 home improvement radio program in the country. Home Talk USA with your host, the Cajun contractor Michael King, and his co-host, the Inventor Lady, Rita Crompton.
Hi, welcome back, America. That's right. This is the Invent America show, part of the Home Talk USA radio family. Also, don't forget, we do stream live each week and every week on the Genesis Communication Radio Network at GCNlive.com. This is hour number 2 of our show. And Rita, I tell you, you got a great show lined up. And who's our first guest?
Well, our first guest today is Darrell Swink. He has gone to the National Hardware Show with us before, and believe it or not, it is time to start thinking about the 2024 National Hardware Show. And hardware is kind of a misnomer. There is everything that you would find in a big box store, from pet products to outdoor cooking, grill products. Darrell is the inventor of the Ice Grill Brush. He runs and operates a fireplace and barbecue company in Denver, where he installs and then maintains and cleans fireplaces and barbecues, which led then to the invention of the Ice Grill Brush. Darrell, thank you so much for being with us today. I know that you had said that the Ice Grill Brush is sold on Etsy and then in various stores. Tell our listeners what's special about the Ice Grill Brush. Why? How'd you come up with it, and what does it do that makes it better?
Hi, Rita. Thank you. I appreciate it. When I come up with the design on it, I wanted to get away from the traditional plastic grill brush that I think everybody uses for 2 or 3 months and then throws away, and then it ends up in the landfill, of course. So with the Ice Grill Brush, talking to customers over the years, just hearing what they had to say is they wanted a brush that would last, more than 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 years, and something that they wouldn't have to throw away, because a lot of people feel bad about, throwing away a plastic brush that is probably going to end up in a landfill, so
right.
kind of a 2 or 3 month use, and then it's gone. So with the Ice Grill Brush, what I designed was I designed a brush with basically a pad that has holes in it, and you dump ice inside the holder, and as you clean the barbecue grill when it's warm or hot, the ice melts down through the pad, and it helps to basically steam clean your barbecue. So it's kind of
wow.
Yeah, it's kind of something that I learned from actually watching my wife clean our barbecue. She would take a cup of water and she would throw it on the barbecue, and then she would scrub it, But by the time she got the scrubber to scrub the barbecue, the water had evaporated. So that's why I come up with the Ice Grill Brush, to where you literally dump a bucket, or not a bucket, but a cup of ice in the holder on the brush, and as you're cleaning it on the hot grill, it steams up and the ice melts, and it helps to break up the grill, and there the Ice Grill Brush was invented. So.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's so exciting. I know we had you a couple of years ago go to the National Hardware Show with us, and you're going to be going again in 2024. So, and you've gone to other shows. Why is the professional show better than just a consumer show?
Well, I've gone to a few barbecue and fireplace shows, and for one thing, they don't have near the turnout that you have at the hardware show. The hardware show is amazing how many people turn out. It's 100 times more people, maybe 1,000 times more people than any other show. And you have a variety of different people that show up at the hardware show. You have people that own retail stores, that they own different businesses, and even people from all over the world, whereas a lot of the local, smaller shows, you might have a local person that owns 1 or 2 retail stores, hardware show, you have people that own literally thousands of, like, say, an Ace Hardware or another company that has the ability to order in large quantities. So that's kind of why
we're really looking forward to having you. And you'll have a grill in our space, but we are literally right across the entranceway from the outdoor area. So you'll be able to go out there and demo your brush and everything. And literally, you're I think a block away from our booth to where the grills will be, which is kind of exciting for you this year.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. And the new brush, I'm coming out with a new brush that's made completely out of wood. It's so that way it's biodegradable, and a lot of people, that with our environment now, people want things that aren't going to last in the landfill for 30,000 years, which you would plastic brush. So the new brush I'm having is biodegradable. It's made out of wood. It's a wood handle, and it's gonna last people probably anywhere from 10 to 15 years. And then all they have to do is replace the grill, the replacement cleaning pad on it, every 6 months or a year. And those are stainless steel, and those can be recycled as well. So this way you've got a brush that's going to last you, 10, 15 years, and all you have to replace is just the cleaning pad. So that's a new product I'm coming out with. Because my older brush that I have that I invented in 2016 is wood and stainless steel. So this one is completely made out of wood. So people really like that idea of having one product made out of one material. So
right, and that's wonderful, and I'm glad that you'll have it with you at the hardware show in 2024. So, if someone they don't want to wait for the new one, they want to get their hands on an old one. Tell us about where you're selling and how people can go ahead and be able to support you, an American inventor, by buying your American product.
Sure. Well, they can go on Etsy and, just Google grill brush or ice grill brush. It'll pop up. Also, we're on Amazon. And Amazon right now, with their shipping and stuff, I think they're having a little bit of more delay, whereas at Etsy, the product get out there much quicker. So within 2 or 3 days, they can get the product. And there's also local stores, and there's national stores that have it as well. Probably Google. Maybe there is some stores that carry it.
Excellent.
Area.
Well, we will be glad to see you at the National Hardware Show, and we will get everything posted on our site so people will be able to find you easily.
Well, thank you, Rita.
Anyway, thank you, Darrell, so much for being on with us, and we are looking forward to showing off the Ice Grill Brush and the new generation at the National Hardware Show 2024.
Thank you again.
USA with Michael King. Do you have questions about your next home improvement project or home repairs? Now you can chat with verified home repair and home improvement experts in just minutes. Get the help you need by visiting HometalkUSA.com. One of the best resources for home improvement information around today. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HometalkUSA.com. And now, back to Invent America from the #1 home improvement radio program in the country, Home Talk USA, with your host, the Cajun contractor Michael King, and his co-host, the Inventor Lady, Rita Crompton.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us for this next episode. And I want to encourage anybody out there who's thinking about starting a project, an invention. If you've got any questions, shoot me an email, Rita@inventorlady.com. I am happy to point you into the direction of service providers, patent attorneys, our meetings that are free that you can attend and ask questions. So just let me know, Rita@inventorlady.com. Our guest for this session is Guillermo Rivera, and he is out of Florida. And a professional contractor, he devised an easy-to-use template that makes it much more simple to frame up a wall. Dynamic Framer is the name of the product. Guillermo, thank you so much for being with us. You are going to the hardware show again with us this year.
I am. Last year was really successful. We made a lot of good contacts. And I think next year we'll have a little bit more in terms of finished product, and I'm looking forward to it.
Excellent. We're so glad to have you. So tell everybody, what is Dynamic Framer?
So Dynamic Framer is a three-piece kit that we devised to help do-it-yourselfers build walls accurately and professionally without the big contractor costs. Hank, my partner, Hank and I are both contractors. We've been commercial and residential contractors for each one of us almost 30 years. And we started talking about how do we make it easy for maybe training carpenters or do-it-yourselfers to frame walls. We found that it was more difficult than it seems to get everything laid out 16 inches on center. So we came up with a template that automatically laid out the 16 inches on center, along with an accessory that attaches directly to the template that gives you the exact angle for toe-nailing the stud to the bottom plate. Along with that, we also have a leveler that attaches to the face of the stud that lets the user know when the wall is straight from top to bottom. It's almost like a Lego set for building walls.
Nicely put. So you're on a lot of the different social medias, and we will post all of that. Your website is dynamicframer.com. We will post that as well. So what have you been doing to actually promote your product out there?
Yeah, we've started up, like you said, the website, and we are starting to be more active on social media via Facebook and TikTok and Instagram. All of the social media outlets. Right now, we're trying to finalize the final for production design. We've made a few changes based off of feedback that we received a little bit at the hardware show, and have incorporated that into the final design that I think will attract some commercial contractors along with the do-it-yourself crowd. So we're in the process of finalizing the mold design so that we can get it into production.
Well, that's excellent. So from beginning to end, how long have you been working on this?
Boy, it's been probably since the day that we came up with the idea. It's probably taken close to 3 years to get to the point where we're ready to manufacture. It's been a long process. We got some help from Purdue University Northwest in developing the prototypes, but it's been a journey.
I think that's one of the things that inventors have a real hard time gauging is the time it's going to take to get from, oh, cool, I have an idea, to being, to the point of selling and at least getting some of that money back. Those early years, it's all money going out the door.
Yep, and it takes longer than you would initially really assume it would. I mean, coming up with the idea is the easy part. Then you've got to figure out how do you get this done, how do I market it, how do I mass produce it, how do I ship it. All of that is work and time consuming.
Yeah, no kidding. It's always funny because I always tell inventors it's like get your best estimate of cost and time and then double it, and now you're in the ballpark because it always takes twice as long and costs twice as much to get from get through the process, just like you said.
Yeah, it was taking us, like I said, almost 3 years, and that's with help.
Yeah. So what is your ultimate goal?
Ultimately, I think we've got a couple of different avenues that we're looking at. One, we're initially wanted to sell it directly and maybe even get it into some of the big boxes at Home Depot and Menards. Now we've started to look at potentially licensing it to, we had a company that's interested in licensing it, and that has similar products currently in Menards and Home Depot. So we're trying to advance that relationship, and at the same time, trying to get it done so we can sell it ourselves. So if we can do both, and maybe license it or sell it ourselves while one of the other companies decides, okay, we can put our name on it and sell it as well. That's probably something we would love to do.
Well, we can talk about some of those options when we go to the hardware show, because most of the inventors who go with us are in the very early stages, like you were last year, and then they want to be able to keep kind of some of their options open, but ultimately would like to be able to get to the point where they can license it and still do some of the fun stuff with it.
Yep, and that's ultimately what we'd like to do, is find someone who can take some of the burden of marketing it and producing it and getting it out and shipping it and talking to some of the retail stores that we may not have an immediate contact with, and to get it out there. We had some success with local, smaller hardware stores at the hardware show that were very interested in getting the product into their stores, but we weren't at the point yet where we are able to, send them 100 units. Hopefully by the time the next hardware show comes around, we will.
Excellent. I'm hoping you'll be there too. I know that, there were a couple of the guys last year that were able to start filling orders pretty quick, and they've done very well. They've gotten a lot of orders from the contacts they made at the National Hardware Show. So those are all good things. And again, folks, if you've got a product you've been teeing up, join us at the National Hardware Show. It is a great place to be able to go eye to eye with someone that can become a licensee or a potential reseller for you. And that's what it's all about, is those next steps. So give us a call, give us a ring. And right now we are going to thank Guillermo for being on. We really appreciate it. And we are going to take a quick break because we have to pay some bills. Thank you. Thank you, Guillermo.
Yep, thank you.
USA with Michael King. Do you have questions about your next home improvement project or home repairs? Now you can chat with verified home repair and home improvement experts in just minutes. Get the help you need by visiting HometalkUSA.com, one of the best resources for home improvement information around today. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HometalkUSA.com. And now, back to Invent America from the #1 home improvement radio program in the country, Home Talk USA, with your host, the Cajun contractor Michael King, and his co-host, the Inventor Lady, Rita Crompton.
Hi, everybody. My name is Rita Crompton, also known as the Inventor Lady. Our next guest is Jim Gurule. And Jim, if I mispronounce that last name, please forgive me, and you can correct everybody. Jim has got a family of patents related to cabinet installation. And I think one of the great things about our show today is that, everybody is manufacturing and selling. Everybody's been to a professional trade show in the past. And so, you've got a lot of things that you can relay to our listeners as far as encouraging them on why that show is so important. So, Jim, correct the pronunciation of your last name for me, and tell us about your product. It's wonderful. It is being sold in the Home Depot, Lowe's, and online. But tell us about it. What is it?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for having me, Rita, and the way you pronounce my name is correct, so thank you for doing that. But yeah, my background, as you know, I'm an inventor, but besides being an inventor, I'm very involved in different trade organizations, and my first patent, this is over 2 decades ago, was launched at a trade show, And in fact, if it wasn't for the trade show, I think the results and the success of that product would have been different. It was a different time, but I don't think the importance of that show would have been any different. In fact, I would say that the importance of face-to-face meetings and interactions and meeting people at a trade show is more important today than ever before.
I would agree with you. So tell us about your product.
Yeah, I do have a family of patents. My first product that you mentioned, I was a cabinet maker by trade many years ago, and as an apprentice cabinet maker, I was installing cabinets and making cabinets, and I realized, wow, every time I go to install a cabinet, I had to have these 3 steps. I had to align the cabinet, left to right, and then I had to align the cabinet back and forth, and all at the same time. And so I was using 2 or 3 different tools at the time to make that happen. And I combined that and created a prototype. Worked on it for years. Had a neighbor at the time that was kind of a metal worker, and he helped me make a prototype. And then I met somebody that had, at the time, had a relationship with the largest clamp manufacturer in the country. That was the Pony Adjustable Jorgensen. It's a common brand. And the CEO of that company at the time asked me if I'd be interested in meeting with him in Chicago. So I flew to Chicago and had my prototype, met with him, and shared my vision. But the other difference is I didn't just share my vision as far as the problem I was solving. I shared my vision in terms of the amount of times this was happening. So when somebody installs a kitchen, typically there's 15 to 20 cabinets, and they all have to be put together and aligned. And so I demonstrated the market value or the problem I was solving in relationship to the size of the market. And so I did a licensing agreement with them, and they did the manufacturing, and it was in many, many trade shows over the year. In fact, every year they were part of the woodworking shows and different shows around the country, and that was my first one. And my second generation of patents is kind of related to that, but it's just a little more utility of clamping products, but all related to the cabinet and installation industry.
All right. So because of all your experience at the professional shows, share with our listeners, what should an inventor do at a show to get the best value?
Well, the best value, obviously, participate in the show and tell your story. Just be authentic. Sometimes it's not just the problem you're solving, but it's your enthusiasm. It is your passion for the problem. And that energy gets conveyed to anybody who's interested in that. And so, be yourself. Have a short backstory of how you're how you came to that. Like I was sharing before, I was a cabinet maker and a woodworker, so that gives the product a lot of value in terms of what it can do. So.
Yeah, nobody can tell your story as well as you can, and I always encourage the inventors to go with us when we're going to the hardware show because they can talk better about their product than anybody else can, and it makes a huge difference for the inventors to actually be there so they can see the process, they can understand how much work goes into it, but being part of a team is really important as well.
Absolutely, and that's where we met, and that's what you do so well at the show. If it wasn't for that last show, you and I wouldn't be talking today. So I couldn't agree with you more.
I know. Well, I'm hoping that we will see you again at the National Hardware Show. Come and stop by and say hi to everybody. And thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate it. We want to do a shout-out to our GCN network. Thank you so much for hosting Invent America, because America invents. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Rita. Have a great afternoon.
You too. Bye-bye.
Home Talk USA with Michael King. Do you have questions about your next home improvement project or home repairs? Now you can chat with verified home repair and home improvement experts in just minutes. Get the help you need by visiting HometalkUSA.com. One of the best resources for home improvement information around today. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HometalkUSA.com. And now, back to Invent America from the #1 home improvement radio program in the country. Home Talk USA with your host, the Cajun contractor Michael King, and his co-host, the Inventor Lady, Rita Crompton.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I do want to encourage all of you listeners out there that say, oh, I've got an idea, I can do this better, to go ahead and find out. Shoot me an email. I am more than happy to send you kind of the 1, 2, and 3 steps. If you are a little bit further down the process, join us at the National Hardware Show. It is the best marketing value for your dollar. And if you're anywhere in the middle there and need a service provider, again, let me know. We have got some great sponsors of our show now. Kicker Design is one of the best design manufacturing companies in America. So they can help you get to that manufacturer's prototype stage, packaging, the manufacturing, right down to I have got product to sell. If you want their contact information, they're on the website. But again, you can shoot me an email. If you're in the early stages and need some help with some prototype, Scott Tarsi is one of the best ones out there, again, to help those early stage inventors. So happy to share all that information with you. Go to inventorlady.com. You can find all of our links there. And if you want to be on the show, fill out the form. It drops right into my email box. And that is how we get most of our guests these days. So join us here at Invent America.
Home Talk USA with Michael King is produced by Home Talk Media in association with King's Broadcasting Network and Genesis Communications Network. Broadcast and streamed live from the great state of Louisiana. Host and producer, the Cajun contractor, Michael King. Executive producer, Michael Mellinson. Affiliate and sponsor relations, Joe Spera. Comptroller, Sheila Gregoire. Assistant producer, Christian Bethencourt. Board operators provided by Genesis Communications Network. And I'm your announcer, Kevin McCarthy. Music includes King's Creole by Prolific Arts, Cajun Jam by StockMusic.com, and Zydeco City by Steve Rice. Home Talk USA with Michael King is sponsored by Bonide, pest solutions for your home, garden, and lawn. Decorators, take outdoor living beyond ordinary. Aztec Washer, innovative roofing solutions. Seal it right, seal it tight. Trimislab, replace rotten or missing wood with Trimislab expansion joint repair. Masonry Cosmetics, change the color of any porous masonry with proven masonry staining. Green Products Company, #1 in wood preservatives. Preserve, protect, and clean what you value, and most of all, make it last. Bond Products, manufacturers of InstaBind, the world's first do-it-yourself carpet binding solution. Deckrite, life is tough. Make your exterior flooring tougher. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Home Talk USA with Michael King. Until next time, visit us at HometalkUSA.com. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HometalkUSA.com.
Yay!